Welcome to Talk Fights. I'm Curtis Biggs. I'm joined again by my brother, Adam Biggs. This Saturday night is UFC 261. It is a great card. We have 3 title fights to look forward to and quite a few other excellent bouts. Main event is Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman for the welterweight title.
Yeah, 3 title fights, a ton of good fights. Should be a really good night.
Excellent. It's going to be a great bunch of fights. I hope. It's certainly got the potential to be an amazing card. You never know how it's going to turn out, but it looks like it's going to be fantastic. So our co-main event is Weili Zhang versus Namajunas, and our co-main event is Jessica Andrade and Valentina Shevchenko.
Challenging for the title, yeah.
Again, just all these great fights. As far as our co-main event, which is Shevchenko versus Andrade, something I think is going to be some fantastic bouts. Shevchenko has been just a sniper, just a real technician in there for quite a long time, and shows why she's the champion every time she's in there.
Yeah, Andrade is not to be counted out either. You know, she's obviously made her way up. Both of them, they've all fought a lot of common opponents.
Sure.
All the women fighting on this card tonight.
Definitely.
This weekend.
Saturday night, yep.
And she's had a lot of tough competition as well. So you definitely can't count her out. But yeah, Shevchenko I think is definitely going in the favorite.
I think so too. But Andrade is a powerhouse. She's got the ability to stop this fight any time.
Yep.
She had that fight with Namajunas where second round she picked her up and slammed her on her head, knocked her right out. Fantastic stoppage for her, and a huge name on her record to beat Namajunas in that fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, I mean, you can't discredit her at all, and you can't sleep on her because you get messed up if you do.
I think it's going to be very interesting. I think Andrade is probably going to be trying to come forward most of the time. He's going to try to get at Shevchenko, and Willie's going to have to control range. He's not going to be able to let Shevchenko stay at a distance and snap her with those very technical strikes. The thing about Andrade is she can be a little more reckless at times, and I think that gives Shevchenko that opportunity to really snipe in those punches and kicks, to really land those sharp shots on the counters that Andrade is probably going to give to her.
Yeah, I would agree. If Andrade gets too reckless, I mean, like you said, Shevchenko's a technician.
Definitely.
So you're going to be playing right into her hands if you do that, because that's what she wants. She wants you to get reckless and sloppy so she can step aside and move over and pick you apart.
Absolutely. Shevchenko showed time and time again, you know, why she's the champion, why she's technically one of the best in the sport. She's had 2 fights against Namajunas at a higher weight class, and it came up short both times, but the last one was a split decision, and both times it looked very competitive.
Yeah, what is it? It's 125 they're fighting at, right? Strawweight? Or sorry, not flyweight?
They're fighting at 115 pounds. Shevchenko and, are they?
No, they're 125, I think.
Well, I think you're right.
Zhang and Namajunas is 115 for the strawweight.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
But the 2 fights against Nunes were very good. Her only other loss was against Liz Carmouche, where she was stopped. But, you know, things happen. Other than that, she's been very dominant in almost all of her performances.
Well, and losing to Nunes, you don't really...
There's no shame in that.
Yeah, that doesn't count against you because everybody does, so...
Pretty much. Andrade is 21 wins and 8 losses. As we said, she's got the huge win over Namajunas, and she has some other great wins as well. They have a lot of common opponents, as you mentioned, all the women fighting tonight. Again, Saturday night. So who's going to win versus Shevchenko versus Andrade? I'm going to go with Shevchenko. I think she's going to be able to pick apart Andrade. I think Andrade is going to be going in there guns blazing. Maybe effective a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be in the long run. I think that over time, over the rounds, Shevchenko's technical abilities are going to start to pick her apart. and she's going to stop her late in the fight. I'm going to say a 4th round stoppage for Shevchenko.
You know, I was thinking a very, very similar thing. That Andrade is going to go in, and she is going to have to get a bit reckless because of how much of a technician that Shevchenko is.
Sure.
And she is going to pick her apart, and she is going to get her. And I was going to say it's going to end up late on the ground, and yeah, it's going to be, I think, a TKO stoppage. I would agree, 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
I think Shevchenko, for sure.
Should be very interesting.
Yeah.
Then as our co-main event, we have Weili Zhang versus
Namajunas.
Rose Namajunas. Another great fight. Weili Zhang Weili is a very tough champion. She had that fantastic war with Jacek a year ago or so.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, one of the greatest women's fights of all time. Right up there with one of the greatest fights of all time, I think, of all classes.
Yeah, both of them, again, are huge competitors. Obviously, have been in there with the best in the division. My thing with this fight is the stoppages that Zhang has compared to Namajunas. Namajunas' only stoppage is against Jacek, the Boogie Woman. Huge stoppage, absolutely. That's one to have on in your record books for sure.
Definitely.
However, Zhang's got more like 10 TKOs.
Sure.
So the 10-to-1 sort of ratio, I think the stoppage, Zhang she has that. She has that power. She has that speed.
Yep.
And she has that ability to stop you basically anywhere you want to go and play her game.
I agree. Zhang is very powerful. She's a very hard striker, and she's very aggressive. I expect she's going to get right out of Rose Namajunas. Namajunas, I think, in the early rounds, she doesn't want to get hurt. If she doesn't want to get stopped, is going to have to stay away from Zhang.
Yeah.
She's going to have to use her maybe her better footwork and maybe her slightly better speed to not get hit, not get caught at the end of Zhang's punches.
You think Rose is faster than Zhang?
I think she is, but I think she has maybe a little less power. Certainly a little less power.
Yeah, definitely has less power. Again, you know, I would agree she's going to have to do something to nullify Zhang's aggression and her pinpoint accuracy. I think Rose is going to have to take her down and try to just tire her out and pound her out on the ground. I don't think, or beat her up in the clinch.
Right. Well,
I don't think she has much of a chance.
Very tough in the clinch too. She's got excellent elbows, really good knees. She's it's so strong. Her upper body strength is huge. I think Rose would have a tough time in the clinch with her.
Yeah. Well, so there we go. So then that eliminates another option for her. So basically, she's got to take her down and wear her out because I just don't think she's going to be able to weather the storm that Zhang can bring. And like I said, the high pressure and aggression and pinpoint accuracy and power from Zhang. I think she just. It's going to be a good fight. Rose is tough, but I think she doesn't have a lot of options in what she has to do.
And I agree. I think she's got to use that footwork and got to try to stay away from Zhang, try to tire her out in the early rounds as she can. I think Zhang's got to lay into those leg kicks on Namajunas. I think she's got to slow her down. She's going to take away that footwork and take away that power that Rose does have. She's a tough woman, even though she only got the 1 TKO on her record. I suspect that Zhang is going to be able to do that. I think she's going to slow Namajunas down and start to get to her early in the fight. And
that could go the other way too. I mean, if Rose can land the calf kicks and slow down Zhang's aggression, for sure.
Yep.
Right? You stop her in her tracks before she can even get to you.
I don't see Zhang being so much of a speed person coming forward, though. She's more like stalking forward, just trying to walk down her opponent. Not that leg kicks aren't going to stop her, certainly. Yeah. But constant pressure and then very, very hard strikes.
Yeah.
I expect Zhang to stop Namajunas about halfway through the fight, maybe 3rd round.
Again, I'm right with you on that one. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe even earlier, I'll go 2nd round just so we're not right on the same picks. But I'm definitely Zhang all the way for me on this one. I think it would be a big upset if Rose won. Not to say she couldn't do it.
Right.
But for me, this is one that if I was going to put money on, I would be putting money on Zhang.
Absolutely, as well. And then we have our main event, which is the champion, Kamaru Usman, versus the challenger, Jorge Masvidal, at 170 pounds for the welterweight championship. Very exciting fight, a rematch. Their last fight for Masvidal was the decision loss against Usman. Last fight for Usman, he stopped Gilbert Burns, and prior to that was the fight against Masvidal. I actually watched a program with, not appeared when Masvidal appeared on a while ago, and he said that his last name is pronounced Masvidal, not Masvidal.
Oh, really?
So that's why I'm going to start pronouncing him Masvidal.
Okay.
So he says, eh?
Hey,
he's the man, eh?
I wouldn't want to cross him and say his name wrong.
So that's what he says. But that's going to be a great fight. How is it going to be different than the first fight, do you think? Or how does it have to be different?
Well, I think it's going to be different because Jorge has had more time.
Sure.
Right?
But has he been doing the right things at that time? Has he been spent that time in the gym training? Or has he been out having fun and doing TV shows and doing appearances?
I don't know. I was seeing some stuff with him, and he was saying, you know, I like to get to work. I don't need to be, you know, there's a time for out being with your friends, but he's like, I don't need to be drinking and stuff. And
good for him.
Yeah, and working hard. I mean, and you got to think about how many fights he's had.
Sure, he's 35 and 14 is his record.
Right. Not to mention, we know he was like competitive street fighter before, which isn't the same. But I mean, like we talked about before, it's different than just a schoolyard fight or whatever. Yeah, he's doing rounds with these guys, regardless. He's been doing it for a long time. And I think he knows some of the things to look for, and especially since he's already fought Usman now. Like you said, you know, he only had, whatever, 6 days notice or whatever it was last time.
That's right, it was a short notice fight, absolutely, definitely. It's, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a huge Masvidal fan. I've really loved Masvidal for quite a few years now. He's got a big knockout over Don Cerrone from years back. He's a big knockout over Evaderud's big stoppage years back. More recently had a very skilled, very technical knockout over Darren Till, big left hand, that he set up a few moves prior to that. He had the huge flying knee against Ben Askren. Yeah, which Ben Askren, by the way, got knocked out by Jake Paul in like sometime in the first round. It was like the first big shot he took.
Wasn't long, it was less than a week ago, this past Saturday night.
Some people are saying he took a dive or whatever, but I mean, he looked pretty rocked when he got up. But I mean, at the same time, I guess he was smiling after. He's happy, got 500 grand for you know, whatever.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
But anybody can get dropped, or anybody can take a shot, and it affects someone you might know I'm watching.
Well, it's different, and Paul's a big dude, and he's obviously been working out, and he's obviously doing this shit. He doesn't want. He's been training with Jorge.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, cool. He was training with him because he doesn't like Ben Askren, right? So he was training with him for some stuff. And obviously, he doesn't want to go out and have a, you know, be made a fool, right? So he's saying all these things, and he's training hard. Also on that card was Frank Mir's first boxing fight. I know we're kind of off topic here, it just came to head.
That's right.
First professional boxing, he lost actually, but Frank Mir's one of my favorite heavyweights and champs. Can't wait to see him box.
Well, then he was able to go the distance and not get stopped. At his age, his boxing experience, just going to decision, I think, with Steve Cunningham. Was that every fun? No, it wasn't. It wasn't Steve Cunningham, but regardless.
No, I think it was. It was Cunningham.
Was it really?
Yeah, because he was supposed to fight Tarver.
Right, that would have been a bad fight for him.
It probably would have been a bad fight for him to fight his first fight.
But
yeah, anyway.
Good for him though.
Yeah, anyway, so back to the show.
Yeah, well, back to Masvidal and Usman. I think it's Masvidal that has to change something to be able to change the outcome of this fight. If he fights the same way he did the first fight, Usman is only going to fight the same way he did the first fight, and he's going to beat him again.
I think Jorge's got to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
I think he has to keep going. I mean, we know his game's good. He can wrestle. He's got you know, good ground game. He can defend stuff. He needs to get back up if he gets taken down, and he needs to go, and he needs to hurt Usman and wear him down. And he has to do it early. I don't think he can wait till late to try to do it. I think he needs to lay some good ones on him early and get him hurt, get him tired, get the calf kicks going again, get the leg kicks all around, slow him down. Like you said, Masvidal can't do the same thing he did last time. And
agreed.
I think definitely more pressure A lot more pressure.
The thing about pressure is that it's going to, a lot of times it's going to open him up to that takedown. And he knows that's what Usman's looking for now. He's been able to get out of it. But even if Usman just pushes that takedown on him for the first few rounds, that's going to suck the life out of him. Not to mention win the rounds.
Yeah.
And then the last round, the championship rounds, he's just not going to have it left in him to really put on a championship performance.
But so at the same time, so maybe that's why he needs to put more pressure on. Stuff a couple of quick takedowns and take it to him early.
If he can do it.
Don't waste time, because we know Usman can go the distance.
Sure.
He's got no problem doing
playing
that.
his game, he can, absolutely.
I mean, look at Usman and Covington. Look at the pace that the two of them went when they went.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
And they were banging non-stop, so we know Usman can do it.
Right.
Right? So I think Masvidal has to go early.
Yeah.
He's got to get off early, and he's got to hurt him bad, because otherwise, you know, Usman's just got too much gas in the tank, and he's too proficient at what he does well.
100%. He's very, very good. He's an excellent wrestler. He's a great high schooler, great collegiate wrestler. He's transitioned into that wrestling and MMA very, very well, and he's basically the best in the business, certainly at his weight class.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been able to dominate, he's been able to control his opponents, and win fights. Now, he's had some stoppages. He was able to stop Colby Covington in a fantastic fight. He was able to stop Gilbert Burns.
And that was a war. That Colby Covington one was a war. They were going toe-to-toe the whole way around.
Sure,
I mean,
Colby Covington's no joke.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not,
No,
he got stopped, but yeah, I'm not taking anything away
from him. I think Usman maybe doesn't get the respect that he probably deserves just because he'll go the safe route if he has to. He'll win the fight before he'll make it an exciting fight, but that's
most of the time. But like we said, the Covington one, that was dangerous to stand toe-to-toe with him for 4.5 rounds or whatever it was. Did before he stopped him, right? I mean, that was dangerous. Usman's tough. Again, I feel the same way. I love Masvidal or whatever. I would love to see him get the win.
Yeah, so would I.
It's tough.
It's a tough call. I mean, he's certainly got the ability. He's got his striking, I think, is levels above. But his ground game is just, he's got a very good ground game. He's got excellent scrambles. He's able to get out and take down. He's able to work his way back to his feet. But that doesn't come without a cost.
Chin, and he's got a good chin.
That doesn't come without a cost. Every time he's got to drag himself along the fence, drag himself back to the street with the guy pulling down on him. Yeah. That really takes your energy down. And he needs that energy. He's got a long, hard 5-round fight that Usman's going to be prepared for on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who's going to win? And I'm torn. I love Jorge Masvidal. I really wish I thought he'd be able to pull it off. And he certainly could. But if I had to put money down, I would take Kamaru Usman on the win. And I would even say, no, I'm going to say he beats him a decision. I say Kamaru Usman, 5-round unanimous decision.
That's where I was going. I'm not going to go there because I think we've already done that for the last two. We basically picked the same picks. Yeah, we're on the same kind of page for this whole one. But no, I'm going to go... Masvidal's gonna score a stoppage. He's gonna get the stoppage. I'm gonna say 3rd round. He's gonna make that 2nd round. He's gonna catch it in the 2nd round. Yeah, he's gotta go early.
Great. I mean,
he's gotta go early. Like I said, he can't wait too long. He can't let Usman get his game off and get too much confidence and like you said, and suck the life out of him. He's got to be beating on him the 1st round. He's got to have Usman think in the 2nd round, oh shit, what am I doing here? Yeah. And then he's got to catch him. He's got to stifle him a couple of times on the takedown. And he's got to catch him. I'm going to say Masvidal gets the 2nd round stoppage.
Yeah, it should be great. You know, I'm pumped. There'll be 3 title fights. I'll be watching it for sure. We got some other guys on the main card. Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman are fighting. That could easily be a main event on a fight night. It could easily be a main event on a pay-per-view if Weidman was still champion. If maybe Uriah Hall is a little bigger than he was right now. Yeah. It's another great fight. Weidman's had some huge wins. I mean, he had the 2 huge wins over Anderson Silva. The first one, winning the middleweight title.
Machida.
He beat Machida in a controversial decision.
Yeah, that was controversial.
He knocked out Vitor Belfort. He tapped out Matt Calvin Gastelum. Like, Chris Weidman has really been excellent. He's been a force in that division for quite a long time. Yeah. Yeah, Saturday night, you know, UFC 261. It should be great. We'll be watching. See you at the fights. My secret power is fatness. You knew it. Oh, throwing gloves, dirty pool.